They became friends and comrades. So
How old was he?
I don't know. I think he was 69 is what I heard, but I'm not positive. Not positive, but I think they said he was 69, and he was battling cancer. He's had a bout with cancer. But yeah, that was the saying when Muhammad Ali made up, this may sound an amaze you, but I'm going to beat Joe Frazier. So we lost the boxing world. We lost Joe Frazier this year. And I don't know if Floyd Mayweather did pay for the funeral, but I know that he did offer. So that was a very, very good gesture for him. Let's talk about Vince Young of the Philadelphia Eagles. Vince Young answered the call this week. As you all may know, Michael Vick is out with broken ribs. Wonder how that happened when you've got such an offensive line to protect you. Yeah, Michael Vick's out with the broken ribs, and Vince Young, he kept telling them, if you just call me, I'll answer the call. He answered the call, he went in, and he helped them to win over the New York Giants, and that's never an easy win. So I want to say big up to Vince Young. When the Philadelphia Eagles picked up Vince Young, I always said I thought that was a good call. Yes, he's not a rookie. He's a pro. He's been in the game for a while. He's had some problems that I hope that he's working out. But yesterday's game, he came out. He looked really good, and like I said, he led him to a win. So, big up to Vince Young. So let's talk about our men this week. Ladies love the men. So ladies love their legs man. Our legs man this week is Kevin Smith of the Detroit Lions, who had 140 yards and 2 touchdowns. So go Kevin and keep those legs moving. And our good hands man. Ladies love a good hands man. Our good hands man goes to Matthew Stafford.
Thank you, former Bulldog QB.
Former Bulldog, also Heisman Trophy.
We build them good in Athens.
They build them good in Athens. Matthew Stafford had 5 touchdowns and 335 yards passing. So Matthew, you are definitely our good hands man. Next up, Miss Shanita Ward.
Today I'm going to talk about the NFL game between the Philadelphia Eagles over the New York Giants, 17-10. They did this without Michael Vick, who's out with broken ribs, and Jeremy Maclin, one of their top receivers, who's out with a hamstring injury. The defense is really the one who set the tone for this game. They held the Giants to only 10 points. They sacked Eli Manning 3 times. The front 4 linebackers, Peterson, Trent Cole, Colin Jenkins, and Darryl Tapp, they had a great performance. They really, really stopped Eli Manning and the Giants last night. Jason Babin is also a good mention. He sacked Eli Manning in the 4th quarter, which led to a fumble, which was recovered by, I can't remember his name right now, but it pretty much ended any chance of Eli coming back. And that's what Eli Manning is known for, making big 4th quarter comebacks.
Yep, he is.
Also on offense, Vince Young, he threw for 258 yards, 2 touchdown passes. He did have the 3 interceptions, but they still won the game, so a win's a win in my book. Mm-hmm. Another person, Riley Cooper, who rushed for 75 yards and had 1 touchdown. He was Vince Young's go-to guy. They worked together during scouting drills, and they had good chemistry on the field. Also, LaShawn McCoy, he was pretty much contained by the Giants defense throughout most of the game. However, in the 4th quarter, he was able to rush for 60 yards, which, again, stopped the Giants from making any type of comeback. And last but not least, my favorite player in the NFL, Deshaun Action Jackson. He caught a lot of heat because he had a 50-yard reception, and he ended up with a penalty for taunting the coach. He flipped the ball at the defensive coordinator for the Giants, walked backwards, did the little
dust it off
dance, but
Why is that so sexy? Why?
It is.
It just is.
But he made up for it. He had a very long punt return, which set the Eagles up for their first touchdown. So, love him or hate him, he got the job done. And when Deshaun Jackson plays to his full ability and his potential, and he leaves the contract drama at home, he's an explosive player and he's fun to watch.
Contract drama. Leave it at home, Deshaun.
And at the end of the game, he did hurt his foot. I think he said someone stepped on his foot, so he left with a boot on his foot. But I'm pretty sure he'll be back to Action Jackson next week as the Eagles get ready to play the Patriots. And the second game I want to talk about, the Chicago Bears against the San Diego Chargers. Both teams, they went back and back for, it was a very good game to watch. However, the Bears did come out on top. They beat the Chargers. This is the Chargers' 5th straight loss. I don't know what's going on, but they really need to get it together. Phillip Rivers threw for 280 yards. He had 2 touchdown passes and 2 interceptions late in the fourth quarter, which pretty much cost them the game and any chance of coming back. Another mentionable from that game, Vincent Jackson, also from the Chargers, who had 7 receptions, 165 yards, and 1 touchdown. I think the biggest mention for this game are the Chicago Bears and Jay Cutler, who injured himself. He was going for, he tried to tackle someone in the fourth quarter to prevent a touchdown, and he fractured his right thumb on his throwing hand. They say it's going to require surgery. They're not quite sure when he's going to be healed. They're hoping he comes back before the end of the season, but they don't know. In that game last night, he had 286 yards, 2 touchdowns, and only 1 interception. It'll be interesting to see if Caleb Haney can step in and lead the Bears, because Jay Cutler this season he's had a spectacular season so far.
Yeah.
And I'm very interested to see next week's game when Chicago takes on the Oakland Raiders to see if Haney can step in and lead them to a W. And I'm also excited to see the Patriots and the Eagles.
I mean,
Miss
Shanita
Tom
and I are
Brady.
going to fight next week on camera.
Miss Tom Brady and Miss Jackson over here.
We'll see how it turns out.
I already know who they're going to pick.